I am in London's Piccadilly Circus, probably one of the most recognisable spots in the entire city, arguably one of the most recognisable spots in the entire world. However, today we are not here to sightsee. Today I'm here because London has just opened up its latest capsule style hotel where you can essentially spend the night sleeping in a pod for under £50. I am in the very heart of the UK capital city. A room for under 50 quid is literally unheard of. This comes from somebody that spends a lot of time looking for the best deal, looking for the cheapest room, looking for the best place to stay that's not absolutely ripping me off. And when I found out about this, I was like, right, we have to go and try it. So I have booked myself in, I'm staying here tonight, and I'm going to show you if it's worth it. Now, what I will say is, obviously, this is very, very busy. There are a lot of people. It is about 3 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, so in theory, not London's peak time. And I need to find where on earth this hotel is. It is somewhere off of Windmill Street. I don't know where Windmill Street is, but we're about to go and find it. So this is the entrance to the Zedwell Piccadilly, where I have actually stayed before, and Maps is directing me here because it is a Zedwell capsule hotel, but I don't think that it's this one unless they've just bolted it onto the one they already own. So I currently have no idea if I'm in the right place or not, but I think we'll just try it. I'm pretty sure we're in the wrong place, but it's fine. I have stayed here before. That's what makes me think it's not this one, because I have actually stayed here very many times. That was the wrong place, but a very nice man has pointed me in the right direction, and it's literally just across the road. They said they need to update their Google Maps because it's sending everybody to the wrong place, so at least it's not just me. He pointed me in this direction. I don't know if this is right. This feels like I'm breaking in. Hello, I don't know if I'm in the right place. Is this the capsule? Yeah, perfect. So check in then, please.
Can I get your name on the pocket?
Yeah, it's Molly Thompson. Press the lift. I'm on floor 3 apparently, and there are people checking in. So there was a man checking in who was complaining quite a lot, which doesn't fill me with confidence. This is very much kind of sketchy vibes so far, and obviously I'm here alone, which I don't love. I've also never stayed in a hostel in London before, and I think this might be quite hostel-y, which I'm a bit nervous. Well, at least I'm not underground, because I did kind of think I probably was going to be underground, so that's a start. So these are obviously what the outside of all of the little capsules look like. Basically just holes in the wall with garage doors, which is definitely interesting, kind of what I expected. Can't remember which number I am. I mean, even that on its own is quite comical. That's literally just a garage door. There's no soundproofing. Welcome to my pod. This is incredibly small and a little bit claustrophobic, and that comes from somebody that does not suffer with claustrophobia. On initial reaction, I walked into the room. So there's like loads of rooms, and then I had a key to this room here, which is like 3.2. And then there was 20-ish beds in this room. There's no soundproofing, so everybody in the room can definitely hear me talking through this. It sort of, on first reaction, looks like a morgue. Because all of the little tiny doors kind of in the walls, it's giving bodies in a morgue. Or maybe a storage unit of some kind, which this building probably used to be. It's kind of giving derelict warehouse, and they've turned it into a pod hotel. I do think for £50, you're getting kind of what you pay for. You're slap bang in the middle of the city. I also kind of naively thought that checking in at like 3:30, it would be empty, but it's not. It's really busy and there's people everywhere. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film. This is the space that I'm in right now. This is a fire alarm, which is pretty good. Above you, I've just turned it off, but there is actually a tiny aircon unit, which I'm very impressed with. What there isn't, however, is any storage for anything, so you can't put a bag anywhere. There's no lock on the outside of the door. It does say on the website to bring a padlock with you. I don't have any luggage with me. I'm literally just got my backpack, so that's fine. And obviously there's no ensuite, there's no toilet, so it is communal bathrooms. They're branding themselves a hotel. That's very, very cheeky in my opinion. Like I say, I have stayed in Zedwell hotels before. They're known for like their minimalistic, simplistic, very basic, small, cheap rooms. Although I will say they're not that cheap anymore. Like I've been staying in the Zedwell Piccadilly for like 4 years, and it's just getting increasingly more expensive. So I kind of thought, oh, if I really like this, I'd use it again. But my first reaction is I probably wouldn't, just because I do feel like I'm in a coffin. Let's show you what I've got. This is what's next to the pillow. We've got a little dimmer switch for the lights, which is pretty cool. We have a plug, a USB, and then this turns on this tiny little aircon vent, which was quite noisy, but also I don't mind white noise. I think that'll be quite nice to sleep with, especially if it's noisy. And then when I turn around this way, I have my little garage door. Like you can see how boxed in I am. This is very very small, very confined. I've got 2 hooks, and then I also have a towel, which is good. I didn't even think about a towel, but I guess sometimes in communal bathrooms you wouldn't get a towel, so that's not too bad. And then quite a thick duvet, which I guess would be good in the winter, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty hot in here tonight. This is how big it is. This gives you some scale as to the size that I'm sat in right now. So I am a little apprehensive as to how good I'm gonna sleep in here. The bed feels comfy, the mattress feels comfy. My main concern is that it's gonna be very warm and that it's gonna be quite noisy. Now, one thing I will say is everybody is being so quiet outside, which is good. It's like respectable, but I can still hear them talking and they're whispering, so they can definitely hear me because I'm talking at quite a volume. I mean, it's definitely not bad. I think that like it's finished really nicely. They've got some LED strip lighting. They've got like, no, it's very nicely finished. The mirror is nice touch. It's cheap. You're paying for what you get. You're in central London, you know. £50 to essentially sleep in what is a glorified coffin. Kind of crazy, the economy that we live in. So supposedly there is Wi-Fi and this network has come up. Okay, it does work. It's not fast, but it does work, which is good because I'm getting zero phone signal in here, as you can imagine, because I'm sitting inside a box. Right, I'm gonna go and see what the showers and the toilets look like. So the feet walking past kind of give you a scale as to like how close we all are together in this room, and this is kind of what it looks like from the outside on the way to the toilet. All the luggage stored at the back of the room. I'm so glad I didn't have a suitcase with me. And then this is the bathroom. To be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. There are a lot of shower cubicles, a lot of toilet cubicles. You wouldn't be waiting. I have read reviews online that say the showers are not great. I actually didn't use them. Don't call me disgusting. I went straight home, guys, I promise. But yeah, this is me sitting in the garage door contemplating how on earth I ended up here. The good news is, don't know why my hair looks grey. The good news is I have a padlock and I can lock it from the inside. So that's good, because I was kind of thinking, well, I don't really mind leaving my stuff here that's not valuable. Like, nobody wants to steal my clothes. I'll just bring everything else with me. But then I was thinking, what about if I'm asleep? Anybody can just open it, but they can't because I can lock it from the inside. So that's really good. Secondly, I do have this padlock, which I found at home. I can't for the life of me remember the code on it. It's one of these ones, you know the kind. So I'm gonna give this a go for a couple of minutes. If not, there's a Boots next door and I'm just gonna go and buy a new one. The toilets and the showers are really nice. Like, they are very clean. This place has been open for 1 week. Like, the guy told me downstairs. Yeah, turns out that is a complete lie. I don't know why the guy at reception told me that, because I found reviews online from April, so make that make sense. So brand new. So I think that right now there is no reason for any of the amenities to be dirty or unclean. Everything should be pristine, and it is, to be fair. I don't know if I would want to come back here in like a year or so, but as toilets and like communal areas go, that was really nice. I don't think there's any other communal areas. Like, there was no signposts for like a lounge kind of area or like a rooftop or anything like that. I think it was literally just 5 floors of this style thing, which is crazy. So there are 5 floors. I think there were 6 rooms per floor, which means that there's what, like 30 rooms like this with 20 or 30 people in them, which is insane when you consider how many people you can fit in here. They're making some money. They know what they're doing. I can't believe I'm bringing you this vlog and this content from laying down. I can hear my neighbours now. I've decided I can't be bothered to go and buy a padlock, so I'm just going to take everything with me. My top tip would be, if you're staying here, bring a padlock that you can unlock. Thankfully, I only have this bag. I do have to say, I think that the lack of natural light means that I'll find it really hard to wake up. I think whenever I stay anywhere that doesn't have a window, I literally can't wake up. I also feel as though I don't know really where you're supposed to go if you were like want to make a phone call or like talk on the phone, because it is silent in here, guys. It's very awkward. The 2 girls either side of me obviously know each other, so I'm just like in the middle of them, which I do think is an odd layout. Like, obviously they probably just didn't book it together, but like there's one girl here and there's one girl here. They're talking across me in my coffin. Part of me is like, should I go out and make friends with them? Because like, that's what I would usually do in a hostel, but this just feels a bit different. I just can't go over how quiet it is. Like, it's so awkward. One thing I will say is I have no idea how I get back in. So I've just left. I do not have a code, but obviously this is like a number punch thing. So I'm just gonna have to hope that somebody is here, because I don't know how you get in the store, and it also just looks so inconspicuous. Like, it's literally just in the middle of this street. There's building work either side of it. If you didn't know this was the door, like, there's nothing at all on here that says this is Zedwell's Capsule Hotel. There's a sign outside that says hostel, but it doesn't say it's the Zedwell, and it doesn't really make it look very inviting. So for me, one of the main appeals to doing this and to like knowing that this is here is that quite often I will be in London and I'll literally just need somewhere to sleep for like 8 hours, sometimes not even that. If I'm at an event until late and then I've got an early train back up north, or if I just want to come down and see my friends and stay for dinner, I'm always looking for just like a cheap option for somewhere just to sleep. And that is how I ended up hearing about this in the first place, because I was like, right, this is definitely currently the most affordable option if you just need a bed. And usually this style of hotel is very much in like airports. Usually they'll put pod hotels in airports where you can kind of rent them by the hour. You can't do that with these ones, yeah, at least anyway. Also, the main draw really is the location. Like, you can complain about it being like a coffin and being like a box, but the location really is very ideal. Like, I'm now at 7 Dials within like 3 minutes. So this is the Zedwell, and over here, this is where you would go if you were heading towards the hotel. Looks a lot more legit, looks a lot more real. This, however, is the way you would walk if you're going to the Capsule Hotel. It is this building completely covered in scaffolding that you can't see, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get inside it. No, thank you. So basically, this bit that doesn't look open, this bit that looks a little bit dodgy, the instructions earlier were just head left when you see some double doors. Can you even see the double doors? No, you can't. No, not those ones. These ones with the dodgy loiterers outside it. Right, so I've made it onto floor 3. As you can see, a lot of this is still under renovation. If you turn to your right, there's huge doors that say no entry on them. There's a stairwell that I don't know how you access at all from downstairs, so let's hope we don't need that. And then there's all these fire doors. It's sort of giving like student accommodation. I press this, and now I'm gonna have to be really quiet, guys. I have just got back, and it is just before midnight. So I've been for a few drinks with my friends. It's been a bit of a late night. This is the exact kind of situation where this hotel is ideal, because like I've not been in the hotel room at all yet. Hotel room, coffin, and it's midnight now, so I just need somewhere to sleep until the morning, which is exactly the purpose of this hostel, hotel, whatever you want to call it. However, now obviously going into that room, there's about 20 people in the room, so I just can't walk in there and be like, so guys, this is what it's like, because obviously I'm just gonna wake everybody up. So I'm gonna go quietly, but I'm gonna potentially voice this over and I'll bring you on a walkthrough. I don't know if the lights will be off. Right, that's 3.1. I am in 3.2, which is just on. Okay, so I'm in my little capsule. There is 0 soundproofing. This is literally just a piece of corrugated plastic. Now, a lot of people I'm seeing have left their shoes outside. I'm not going to do that because I would be so screwed if I woke up and my shoes weren't there. Like, I don't have any other shoes. I'm just going to leave them in here, even though I'm so sure that nobody would want to steal my smelly trainers, just in case they did. And I'm also just going to get changed and ready for bed in here, mainly because I can't be bothered to use those showers right now. Like, call me disgusting. There are showers, they look pretty decent. I'm just being really lazy because I know I'm going home in the morning. I'm gonna put my shoes like that. Luckily, a proper plug socket, a UK plug. Obviously, we're in the UK, which means I can plug in my adapter, which is this here. I carry this everywhere. Usually I've just got a bag of wires, but this actually lets you plug in 4 different things. 2 USBs, 2 USB-Cs, which is really good, which means I can charge everything at once. They do actually have just USB. Oh no, wow, that's actually really good. They've got 1 USB and 1 USB-C. Oh my goodness, the light. I do currently have the aircon on, but I think I might turn that off. However, if it gets warm, obviously I can flick it back on, but I don't really like sleeping with aircon. This is so funny. I literally I'm in a box right now. I will say, the big mirror behind you guys is actually really helpful. Look, it's a good size mirror. Feels comfy. See how much sleep we're gonna get. Time is 12:30, and if I wake up at any point in the night, I'm gonna let you know. Hopefully I'm not gonna speak to you until about 7 AM. That's my aim, but we shall see. I can hear the door every time the fire door goes, but I do have my good old faithful earplugs. It's completely pitch black. Woo! Hi, so check out, do I just leave this here? Yeah, okay, thank you so much. 3212. Perfect, thank you so much, have a nice day. Oh, sorry. It's nice to see some daylight. I feel like that's what a mole must feel like. I honestly could have probably slept for about 17 hours in there just because of the darkness. I woke up, I was so sure it was like 2 AM. No, it was 7 AM. Actually, I did get a pretty decent sleep. I woke up twice. Once because of the noise and my earplugs had fallen out, so I was kind of like, that's a bit annoying, not much I can do. The second time it really sounded like somebody was trying to get into my pod, but actually they were getting into the pod next door, but that woke me up because it made the whole like capsule rattle, like my bed was rattling. I don't know if they were getting up or if they were going out or what it was, but it was like 4 AM. So that was the only 2 times, and I think 2 times for a room of like 25 people is actually not too bad. Like, I really did think it would be worse than that. The mattress was comfy. Would I use it again? Potentially wouldn't be my first choice. Now that I know that it's there, if I knew that I was going to be in the city for just like that kind of thing where I just needed a bed, I actually probably would. I was in there last night for maybe 7.5 hours. That feels like value for money to me. So now that I'm sat somewhere a little bit quieter where you might actually be able to hear me, unlike Piccadilly Circus, I'm currently sitting on the South Bank in the gorgeous sunshine. It is a beautiful day, and I wanted to give my overall roundup because I think what I was saying before I realised that you definitely just couldn't hear me was, would I do it again? Would I stay there again? And honestly, I think for that kind of thing, like if I was just in the city and needed somewhere to stay overnight, I literally just need a bed for 8 hours, I probably would if I was by myself. I think you have to consider that price as for one bed, which is quite unusual because usually when you're paying that sort of a price in a hotel room, you're getting a double bed, so you can split it between two of you. There is no way you could cram 2 people in there, like definitely not. So if I was coming down like with Tom or even with a friend, I think then you're looking at 80, 100 pounds. For 80 or 100 pounds, you can get a hotel room. You just have to be a bit savvy with where you're looking. You're probably not going to be in Piccadilly Circus, but there are options available. So I think it's only really worthwhile if you're a solo traveller, and it was full of solo travellers. And I also definitely did notice that on my floor I only saw other girls and women. I didn't see any men. There were men staying there because like in the lift there were men with me, but then I was like, well, none of them are getting out on my floor. Didn't see a single guy in the room that I was in. I don't know if that was deliberate. I don't know if it's split like that. There was no mention of it on the website, but I did notice it, so I just thought it was worth adding in. However, that is my roundup and my review. That is my night in London's latest pod, Capsule Hotel, complete with about 7 hours of sleep. So all things considered, it definitely could have been worse. I will leave a link to the Zedwell down below if you're looking for a budget-friendly hotel in London. I definitely recommend checking them out. This is not an affiliation with them in any way. I really genuinely did just need somewhere to stay and thought that it would be fun to test it out because I hear a lot of people chatting about these kind of places. I've only stayed in one before, and I will say I do think that the one in Australia was a little bit better. It was a little bit more spacious, if that's even possible. That is my roundup. That is my review. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe down below, and I shall see you on my channel with another video very soon. I think I'm going to be filming a travel challenge with my brother next week, so if you're into any content that I filmed like that in the past, make sure that you are subscribed. Drop a comment, let me know where in the world have you watched this video from. That is my favourite thing to read. Are any of you watching it from London's South Bank? Sorry, look at that. I feel like I'm actually on holiday here. My face is like getting sunburned. Right, anyway, I'm going to stop chatting and I shall see you soon.